Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. It's Dale here and I am your captain. Today we are going to be talking about step-by-step process on how you can become a registered nurse in Australia from anywhere in the world, Africa, Asia, Europe, anywhere outside the UK. So if this looks like something you would love, take a seat and let's get right into the video. The very first step you should take if you are a registered nurse in your home country looking at migrating to Australia is to make sure you meet all the requirements, okay? The first requirement, of course, you need to be a registered nurse in your home country, okay? You need to have a practicing license, active one. So if your license is expiring or has expired, please go renew your license, okay? So if you have license in 2 countries, you need to provide those 2 countries, okay? Second thing you need is you need a degree in nursing, okay? You need a Bachelor of Science in nursing. Now, if you do not have a degree in nursing, you can register in Australia as an enrolled nurse. Now, Australia has 2 cadre of nursing. They have the registered nurse, which is the RN, and they have the enrolled nurse. So the enrolled nurses do not have a degree, but they have a diploma in nursing. But the registered nurses must have a degree. So if you're coming from Africa or any country and you only have a diploma, you can register as an enrolled nurse. I want to bring to notice a particular part for you to read and digest. If your country, which you are licensed in, has only 1 level of nursing, you are only allowed to register as a registered nurse, not an enrolled nurse. So to make you understand this point, for me, I am from Nigeria. Now, Nigeria has only 1 level of nursing as far as I know, which is registered nurses, okay? They don't have enrolled nurses. They don't have nursing associates, okay? In Nigeria, it's either you're a registered nurse or you are not a nurse. They do not have enrolled nurses. They don't have nursing associate. They don't have all these other levels. So if you want to register, you will have to register as a registered nurse. So it means you need a Bachelor of Science in nursing, okay? Next requirement is you need to have 450 hours of experience post-registration. So 450 hours in the last 5 years. So if you have worked full-time for 2 years, it means you will definitely meet this requirement. The next requirement you need is to meet the English language requirement. Now, Australia accepts OET. So for OET, you need a minimum of B in each band. They also accept IELTS academic. You need a minimum of 7 in each band, okay? Also accept PTE academic, minimum of 65 in each band. And they also accept TOEFL, a professional indemnity. So for me, I am registered with RCN. So you need to look for a professional body in your home country to register with. So every country has their own nursing body. So you need to be registered with your own nursing body, okay? They're also going to do a criminal record check. So you need to make sure you do not have any criminal record that is going to hinder your registration with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Australia. So these are the major requirements before you can even proceed to start your registration with Australia. This applies to either you being a nurse or a midwife. Now, if you have all these requirements, congratulations, you're 1 step to becoming a registered nurse in Australia. Now, I am going to be giving you tip on how to register quickly with Australian Nursing Council at the end of this video, so you want to make sure you watch this video to the end. We'll now move over to the next step, which is the self-assessment check process. The next thing to do is to go on Ahpra website. I'm going to leave all the link in the description box so that you can easily click and start. You must complete a self-check to tell you which level or which criteria you fall under, okay? So do not proceed without a self-check. I am going to do a self-check as someone that is only registered in Nigeria. If you are seeing my face for the first time, registered nurse in UK and Australia. However, this video is targeted at people not registered in the UK, okay? So I'm going to do the self-check as someone that is not registered in the UK. So now let's go over to the self-check. If you are an international nurse or midwife who wishes to register in Australia, you will need to complete a self-check before applying for registration. So they have 3 main streams, stream A, B, and C. Now, depending on your self-check assessment, they will now let you know which stream you fall under. Whichever stream you fall under, that is the stream you are going to register as a nurse with. Stream A nurses holds qualification considered to be substantially equivalent or based on a similar competencies to an approved qualification, while stream B international nurses or midwife who hold the qualification is relevant to the profession but is not substantially equivalent or based on similar competencies to an approved qualification. We have stream C international nurses and midwives who hold a qualification that is not substantially equivalent or relevant to an approved qualification. Most nurses in Africa and Asia will fall under stream B, okay? That is just the truth. Competencies or practice in those continents are not similar to Australia. The ones that are similar to Australia are different, like the UK, Canada, US, Ireland would definitely fall under stream A. Profession or division, so you can either choose enrolled, registered, or midwife. I'm going to choose a registered nurse. You can only complete self-check for one profession or division as either a registered nurse, enrolled nurse, or midwife. Do you hold a current registration as a registered nurse in New Zealand? So I will say no. Have you previously held general registration as a registered nurse in Australia? No. Do you hold a current Ahpra referral to board approved bridging program later or referral to outcome-based assessment OBA later? I'll say no because I don't have. You will only hold one of these later if previously applied. So I have not applied, so I'm going to say no. I don't have an outcome-based assessment later. Okay, I don't have any referral details or your qualification as a registered nurse. So search country. So I was registered in Nigeria. So my country is here. Enter the name of institution. I'm going to say Niger Delta University. Enter your qualification. Say Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Year completed, I completed. I'm just going to put 2017. Check my qualification. Your qualification has been checked. Do you have any other qualification relevant to your profession? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say next. And the summary, it's just so you can just go through the summary and determine if you made any error and correct it. I'm going to say next. You are now ready to proceed to assessment stages. By clicking the proceed button, you'll be asked to create an account with Ahpra or log in if you already have an account. When you log into your account, you'll be able to see the steps to proceed. So after you complete the self-check, check your self-assessment, and they tell you what stream you fall under. That if you are from Africa, Asia, or most countries that are not first world countries, you most definitely would fall under stream B. For stream B, you have to do 2 exams. The first one is the multiple choice exams, which is the NCLEX RN exams. Yes, the NCLEX, you have to do it, and you have to do the OSCE. The OSCE is like a practical exam and is done in Australia. Now, if you've written and passed the NCLEX exam before, like if you passed it for US, Canada, you do not have to write the NCLEX for Australia again. You just have to transfer your license, okay? So the process of registering for NCLEX is the same like the normal CGFNS and all that process. I don't want to make this video long, so I will not go through that. It's the same as registering NCLEX for any other state, but you have to put your licensing board as Australia, not the US or Canada. Now you have to pass the NCLEX before you can do the OSCE. Now the OSCE is only done in Australia, and at the moment, the exam is only done 5 times in a year. The exam is like a practical exam, just like the one we do here in the UK as well. So you can see that the whole process registering with Australia is quite tedious, and that is why most people go through the New Zealand route, because New Zealand and Australia has a mutual agreement. If you're registered with New Zealand, you can work in Australia. If you're registered in Australia, you can work in New Zealand, but you have to transfer your license. I have already done a video on how I register with New Zealand. You need the same requirements as Australia. So as I do not repeat myself, it is the same requirement you need for Australia that you need for New Zealand. The only difference is New Zealand accepts people that have 6.5 in writing. In OET, you can submit a C+ in writing, but you do not have to write the NCLEX exam for New Zealand. You do not have to write the OSCE exam for New Zealand. However, if you start the process I have a detailed video on whole process of New Zealand. So that I do not repeat myself, I'm going to leave the link of that video there. It's the same process for you to register as a nurse if you are coming from any country. After you finish your registration, they are going to tell you that you do not meet their requirement to register without doing an adaptation course. Okay, so they are going to send you a link and tell you that you can register for an adaptation course in New Zealand. So that later will give you access to universities offering these courses. Okay, they will not give you the link to register for a CAP program. The CAP is the competency assessment program, and it's done only in New Zealand. They have specific schools that offer this program. You have to apply to the schools after you've received a go-ahead from New Zealand Nursing Council. Okay, so the first step is to register, as I did, but when you get to the point of getting a license, they'll tell you to register for the CAP program. Now, this program runs from 6 to 12 weeks. If you can afford it, definitely go for it. It is done in New Zealand. After the CAP program, you can register with Nursing Americans of New Zealand. Now, if New Zealand is your final destination, that is it. You don't have to do anything else. You're already in New Zealand. You just have to convert your visa to a permanent residency visa. But if Australia is your main destination, you have to watch my video on how I transferred my license from New Zealand to Australia. So if I am in Nigeria and I can afford New Zealand, I will definitely go through the New Zealand route other than going through Australia, where I have to do NCLEX and I have to do OSCE. And I really hope this video will be useful to you. I myself, I've gone through the process, but I went through the New Zealand route. So I didn't have to do the NCLEX, I didn't have to do the OSCE. And because I have worked in UK, I don't have to do the CAP program for New Zealand because competencies in UK are almost the same as the competencies in New Zealand. So because I'm a registered nurse in UK, the scope of practice for UK nurses and New Zealand nurses are similar. So I did not have to do the CAP program. However, if you're coming outside the UK, outside Singapore, outside Ireland, outside Canada, you would have to do the CAP program. It is 6 weeks to 12 weeks. It depends on the school you are actually registering with. So yes, guys, I hope this will help you. I will leave all the links in the description box so you can click and read them yourself. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I wish you the best of luck in your process. I'll see you guys later. Bye.